Hey, Teddy K here for Best Buy Plugin. In this video review, we take a look at the Amazon Echo Plus 2nd Gen, a new look speaker with better sound, the same voice, and all the same smart home control features. So Amazon's back with a new look Echo Plus, and if this looks really different from the original, that's very obvious. Where the previous one had a taller design, look, with a more metallic kind of futuristic look, this looks a little bit more homely, one could argue, with a fabric covering and just a much smaller form factor. It's a lot shorter than the other one is, and you could probably say that this would be easier to fit in pretty much any home decor. Aesthetic differences are pretty obvious for the most part, obviously, but just one other minor one is at the top here you have volume buttons. In the previous model it was a rotary dial that you had to use to go up and down. I actually preferred that, to be honest, compared to this, but this is fine too. And you still have the aux in and out in the back, so if you want to connect to another speaker, you can. So you can actually stereo pair two of these together if you want, and with a subwoofer also. And yeah, you can also just connect, or you can actually plug in a device to play without an internet connection. So for example, you have a phone or a tablet or a laptop or something, and you have an aux in cable. Plug it in here, plug it in there, and you're good to go. Audio quality. So audio quality definitely is better than the previous model. There's no question about that. This one has a deeper soundstage. Well, not deeper, I should say that it's just a fuller soundstage than the previous model had. The previous model was a little flatter in that regard. There is an equalizer. It's not particularly deep, but it is there in the Alexa app, and I definitely recommend using that. I would recommend moving up the mids a little bit. The bass is not bad for this speaker. You could always move it up if you want. And the treble is pretty good too. But the mids, I think, is where the weakest point is as far as the audio spectrum goes. So I would definitely move that up. But yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, it's a good sounding speaker for smaller spaces. So if you're going to put this in a bedroom, no problem. You're going to put a small living room, you're in a condo, an apartment, and you're just looking for something small that can fill the room, this will do that. You certainly could go bigger if you're going for a bigger space. I mean, kitchens are good for these too. So it can get pretty loud, but if you're looking for something that's going to fill the space with a lot of people in it, so you're entertaining people, I would go with something a little bigger than this. Of course, it is a smart speaker, so Alexa is built into this, and that means that you can control smart home devices. So the Zigbee hub, now I just want to address that first because there is a Zigbee hub that is built in here, just like the previous Echo Plus had. That means that you can control compatible smart home devices directly. So basically you get this to recognize them, and then it will be able to control them. So you don't need to have hubs plugged into the router and so on. Bear in mind, this is only for devices that support the Zigbee standard. Z-Wave is something else. That is a different protocol, and you cannot control devices in exactly the same way. In that case, you'd have to use a hub of some kind, right? Now, it's a cool feature to have built into a speaker, and I get the cachet of having that. Personally, I don't really use it because I find that I get more control and more features when I'm able to use the dedicated app to control a smart home device. Like for example, Philips Hue lights, I can do more controlling the lights than I can through the Alexa app. So even though those will work, I won't do it that way. But that doesn't mean that there's nothing to control. Of course, there are plenty of smart home devices. I mean, there's over 50,000 skills now that you can add from Alexa. That's crazy. So there's devices, and then of course the services that are supported as well. So for example, if you're a Spotify subscriber, you can make use of that. So let's see. Okay, Echo, play Jazztronica playlist on Spotify.
Jazztronica from Spotify.
Echo, pause. I would consider the Echo Plus for the very fact that it is a smart speaker that doesn't take up a lot of room but has better sound than it did before. And it pretty much fits in anywhere. I mean, any of the colors that you get of this are going to fit in in any room, any kind of decor that you have. It won't look out of place, whereas the previous one might have been a little bit more of a, I don't know, depending on how serious you were about those sorts of things. But yeah, for this, you want a smart home speaker, okay. You want something that sounds pretty good, okay. You want something that it has some adaptability. I mean, you can stereo pair, two of these to get even better sound. So you have some flexibility there. And yeah, I mean, you probably can't go wrong if it ticks off all those boxes. You want something bigger or you want something badder, definitely go with a bigger speaker that has a little bit more range than this does. And that's my review of the Amazon Echo Plus for Best Buy plugin. I'm Teddy K. Thanks for watching.